Welcome to The Real Crime Diary Daily Dose of Crime. Today we dive into a shocking case that left a community in disbelief. A teacher convicted of sex charges involving a minor. What happens when those we trust betray that trust in the most horrific way? Brace yourselves for a story that will challenge your faith in the education system and leave you questioning who we can truly trust with our children's safety. Our story takes place at Granite Hills High School, nestled within the Grossmont Union High School District. It was June 2022 when the tranquility of this educational institution was shattered. Allegations of sexual misconduct surfaced, pointing to an unexpected source, Gerald Lopez, a 56-year-old English teacher and sports coach at the school. Lopez, a figure once respected and trusted by students and faculty alike, suddenly found himself at the center of a storm that would rock the entire community to its core. The charges against him were serious, threatening to unravel years of his career and leaving everyone wondering, how could this happen right under their noses? The case took a chilling turn when the mother of a 17-year-old student made a disturbing discovery. Scrolling through her daughter's phone, she stumbled upon a series of text messages that made her blood run cold. The sender? Gerald Lopez, her daughter's English teacher and sports coach at Granite Hills High School. As she read through the exchanges, the mother's horror grew. The messages were far from the innocent communication one might expect between a teacher and student. They were laced with inappropriate content, crossing boundaries that should never be breached. Realizing the gravity of the situation, the mother knew she had to act. Her decision to report these messages to the school authorities set off a chain reaction that would send shockwaves through the entire community. Little did anyone know, this was just the tip of the iceberg in a case that would unravel the facade of a trusted educator and leave a lasting impact on all involved. As authorities dug deeper into the case against Gerald Lopez, they uncovered a trove of disturbing evidence. The El Cajon Police Department moved swiftly, arresting Lopez on 2 serious felony charges. The first charge was possession of obscene material of a minor in a sexual act, a revelation that sent shockwaves through the school community. The second charge was equally alarming, sending harmful matter with the intent to seduce a minor. But the investigation didn't stop there. As detectives combed through Lopez's digital footprint, they discovered a pattern of inappropriate behavior that had gone unnoticed for months. Text messages, emails, and social media interactions painted a picture of a teacher who had grossly abused his position of trust. The Grossmont Union High School District, upon learning of these allegations, immediately reported Lopez to both law enforcement and child welfare services. They also slapped him with a misdemeanor charge of annoying or molesting a victim under the age of 18. As the investigation progressed, more questions arose. How long had this been going on? Were there other victims who hadn't come forward? And perhaps most disturbingly, how had Lopez managed to hide his actions from colleagues and administrators for so long? The trial of Gerald Lopez was a roller coaster of emotions for all involved. As the courtroom drama unfolded, unexpected twists and turns kept everyone on the edge of their seats. The prosecution presented a strong case, detailing the disturbing text messages and images exchanged between Lopez and his former student. However, the defense fought back, arguing that their client had no intention of pursuing anything with the girl until she turned 18. In a surprising turn of events, the jury's decision was far from clear-cut. Lopez was convicted of a felony count of possessing child pornography and a misdemeanor count of annoying or molesting a child. But in a shocking twist, he was acquitted of more than a dozen other charges. The jury also hung on 5 counts of sending harmful material to a minor, which were later dismissed by the judge. This mixed verdict left many in the community questioning the complexities of the case and the intricacies of our justice system. How could someone be guilty of some charges but not others in a case that seemed so clear-cut? The outcome of this trial serves as a stark reminder that the legal process is often more complicated than it appears on the surface. The verdict came in and it sent shockwaves through the community. Gerald Lopez, the former Granite Hills High School teacher, admitted to being in a position of trust, a damning acknowledgement that would seal his fate. The jury found him guilty of annoying and molesting a minor, a charge that struck at the very heart of his betrayal. But that wasn't all. Lopez was also convicted of possession of child sexual abuse images, a revelation that left many struggling to reconcile the teacher they thought they knew with the criminal now exposed. This wasn't just any conviction. It was a stark reminder of the vulnerability of our children and the sacred trust we place in educators. Lopez, once a respected English teacher and sports coach, now stood as a symbol of betrayal. The community, which had once embraced him as a mentor and role model, now reeled from the shock of his actions. Parents who had entrusted their children to his care were left questioning everything. Students who had looked up to him felt a mix of confusion, anger, and betrayal. The school system itself faced a crisis of confidence as people wondered how such abuse could have gone undetected for so long. The verdict served as a grim wake-up call, forcing the community to confront the uncomfortable truth that sometimes those we trust the most can be the ones who hurt us the deepest. With Gerald Lopez now facing up to 4 years in prison, the aftermath of this case continues to reverberate through the community. The victim, a young student whose trust was shattered, now faces a long journey of healing. The emotional scars left by such betrayal can last a lifetime, affecting future relationships and overall well-being. Granite Hills High School and the entire Grossmont Union High School district are left to pick up the pieces. The revelation that a trusted teacher and coach could commit such acts has shaken the foundation of trust between educators, students, and parents. The school now faces the daunting task of rebuilding its reputation and ensuring the safety of its students. The wider community, too, feels the ripple effects of this case. Parents are left questioning who they can trust with their children's education and well-being. Students may feel a newfound sense of vulnerability within the very institution meant to nurture their growth and development. This case raises critical questions about how we can prevent such abuses of trust in the future. Should there be more rigorous background checks for educators? Is there a need for increased monitoring of teacher-student interactions, particularly in the digital realm where much of this case unfolded? Some argue for stricter policies on teacher-student communication outside of school hours, while others advocate for better education for students on recognizing and reporting inappropriate behavior. The challenge lies in striking a balance between protecting students and maintaining a healthy, trusting educational environment. As we grapple with these questions, one thing is clear. The conversation about student safety and teacher accountability must continue. The betrayal of trust in this case serves as a stark reminder of the vigilance required to protect our most vulnerable. As we wrap up this chilling tale of betrayal and abuse of trust, we're left with a myriad of questions that demand answers. The case of Gerald Lopez, a once respected teacher at Granite Hills High School, serves as a stark reminder of the vulnerabilities that exist within our educational institutions. Could this crime have been prevented? It's a question that haunts parents, educators, and community members alike. The discovery of inappropriate text messages between Lopez and his student was the key that unlocked this disturbing case. But how long had this behavior been going on unnoticed? Were there warning signs that were missed or dismissed? This case raises critical questions about the measures schools can and should take to protect their students. Should there be stricter monitoring of communications between teachers and students? Is there a need for more comprehensive background checks or regular evaluations of staff members? Perhaps most importantly, how can we create an environment where students feel safe to come forward if they experience or witness inappropriate behavior? The impact of this case extends far beyond the courtroom. It has shaken the trust of a community and left a young victim to deal with the long-lasting effects of abuse. As we move forward, it's crucial that we use this case as a catalyst for change, to strengthen our safeguards and ensure that our schools remain safe havens for learning and growth. What are your thoughts on this case? Do you think our current systems are adequate to protect students, or is there more we could be doing? Your perspectives are valuable in this ongoing conversation about safety in our schools. Join us next time as we delve into another true crime story that challenges our understanding of justice and human nature. Until then, stay vigilant and remember, in the world of crime, knowledge is power. Power, Pleasure, and Pain. A study of abuse through time. This book provides a detailed examination of how sexual violence and power dynamics have manifested across different historical periods, from ancient civilizations to the modern era. It explores how figures in positions of power used their influence to manipulate and exploit others, showing that the patterns of abuse we see today have deep historical roots. Many people struggle to grasp why abuse of power, particularly sexual violence, persists in modern society. By connecting historical events with contemporary cases, the book offers crucial insights into why such behaviors remain prevalent. The book analyzes infamous cases such as those of Harvey Weinstein, R. Kelly, and Dominique Pellicotte, drawing parallels between them and historical figures. This section highlights how the systemic abuse seen in recent times is not a new phenomenon, but part of an ongoing cultural issue. Through the lens of these modern examples, readers will gain a better understanding of how institutions, wealth, and power have historically shielded perpetrators from justice, contributing to their ability to continue harming others. The book explores the philosophy of libertarianism, particularly through the works of Marquis de Sade, to explain the disturbing ways in which pleasure, power, and cruelty have been intertwined. This provides readers with a deeper philosophical context to interpret modern-day scandals. Unlike other studies that focus solely on historical or contemporary cases, this book uniquely blends both, offering a full spectrum of how abuse is tied to power dynamics. It stands out by making philosophical connections that help readers understand the deeper societal issues at play.